I'm wearing a dress today, which is really rare, and normally my mom says a lot of nice compliments about it and she's not at home, so I would really appreciate if you guys complimented on it in the comments down below. Hey mom and random people on the internet watching this right now, it's Zizi and I once dated a fuckboy. Actually, I probably wouldn't even say that I dated him, because fuckboys don't date, they just use a girl and then they leave. Anyway, the only guy I ever really liked and I actually ever kissed, you know, like really kissed, turned out to be a fuckboy. If you want me to talk about the whole story time behind this, definitely leave a comment about that below and also give this video a thumbs up. Wow, not even a minute into the video and I'm actually already trying to promo myself.
Nice.
No, but today I actually wanted to talk about the topic of the whole fuckboy situation and wanted to share my advice with you guys. So without further ado, I will tell you my top kind of tips or signs that the guy you might be into is probably a fuckboy.
You a fuckboy. You a fuckboy.
Also, by the way, if you are checking out this video because you kind of have a bad feeling about your relationship or like just about the boy you're talking to, there's probably a reason for you kind of having a bad feeling and having to watch this video, which is probably horrible to watch because I'm fucking awkward in front of the camera. But yeah, if you have kind of a bad feeling or if you aren't feeling comfortable, you should always speak up about it, and it's totally fine to speak up about it. There's nothing wrong with kind of not feeling your best in a situation. So yeah, also just because you are having some doubts in the whole situation, that doesn't actually mean he's a fuckboy, but if some of the signs or some of the things I'm going to tell you now apply to this guy, he might be one. So be careful, girls, like, you know, don't get fucked over, it's not a good time. Let's be real. Okay, so if you are trying to figure out if the guy you are in love with is actually a fuckboy, the first question I have for you is, do you guys actually meet up in person or do you like only text? If you are only texting, that's probably not healthy for either of you guys. Also, if you are trying to kind of meet up and asking him out and he's constantly busy, let me tell you, he fucking isn't. He isn't always busy. If he's really interested into you, he will make the time to see you, and fuck this guy. Also, another thing about texting is the time thingy. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how to put this, but the question I want to ask you guys is, when does this guy text you? Like, for example, is he only texting you like in the morning hours when he's out with his friends, probably drunk and kind of feeling lonely or whatever? Or is he only texting you because he's home alone and there's no one in the house and you could come over and hook up, or like anything like that? You probably get the deal. He's only texting because he wants the, you know, not trying to get demonetized before I even got monetized. Nice. Next question about the texting. What does he text you? It's basically the same thing that I just explained. Does he only text you because he wants you to come over? Does he only text you because he's lonely? Is he like, oh, I miss you so much? Yeah, maybe he's missing you, but if he would really miss you, like the real you and not only your body, you, then he would ask things like, how was your day? Or like, what are you doing today? What are you interested in doing in your free time? Do you want to go out? Like anything like that, you get it. But if he's only texting you like, what are you wearing right now? I love that. Can you like send me a picture? Fuck no, you don't send this guy a picture. Never send any like dirty pictures, you know. Never. I never did, but I know friends who did, and I don't get it. There's just one thing that goes into the internet or that kind of goes to this person's phone will never get off that person's phone, will never get off the internet. You get the deal. Like, if you take one thing away from this video, I really hope you take away that you need to be careful, take care of yourself, and don't trust everybody. Also, back to the kind of what is he texting thing. Does he only talk about himself when he texts you? Like, is he even asking about you? Is he asking how you feel? Is he asking if you are alright? Anything like that would be really nice. And you shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, it's so special that he's asking those things. Like, it would be normal if he's asking you those things, and if he isn't, then he's just not interested. Let's be real. Also, if you are starting to kind of text about your day or stuff without him asking, or I don't know, does he act interested, or is he still not interested and only talking about himself? Yeah. I mean, although you're probably really interested in this guy and you want to know everything about him, it should be the same for you. He should want to know everything about you. And if he doesn't, he's a fuckboy. Okay, but enough about the whole texting situation. Do you guys ever meet up? And if you meet up, how does this whole thing go down? Because there are many different factors you should definitely keep in mind. For example, if you guys meet up, does he take you out on a date, to the cinema, to the shopping center? Does he pay for your meal? Or does he just meet up with you when your parents aren't home, or when his parents aren't home? And does he only meet up with you to, you know, hook up? Because if he's only in for hooking up and Netflix and chill, as you would like to say, he's not into you. He's into your body, and he's probably a fuckboy. Also, if you actually kind of meet up in public, that doesn't automatically mean that he isn't a fuckboy. Let me tell you what I mean by that. When in public, does he openly kind of share or show his interest in you, if there actually is an interest? What I mean by that is, does he suddenly kind of act different when his friends or your friends or just people you know are around? Like, is he like, yeah, like, she's just a friend? Or does he even like flirt with other girls and tell them, yeah, no, we're just friends, guys? Does he even talk to you, or does he like fully ignore you once you're like in a public situation? Because that's fucked up, guys, and you don't deserve that. If someone really is interested in you, although you are in public and with your friends, they should still be around you. At least like in the beginnings of a relationship. You know those kind of couples in school that are with all their friends and they're just invested with each other, like making out in the hallways. Like, you don't have to take it to an extreme, but you know what I mean. He should at least stand up for the thing you guys have going on, whatever that thing might be. Because if he can't stand up for you in front of other people, then he fucking doesn't deserve you on your own. Also, a reason for him to kind of be distant when there are other people around might actually be that he's looking for another girl. So you should definitely also ask yourself the question if you are the only one. Now, I know this kind of sounds really harsh, but think about it. Does he hang out with other girls? Are those girls really just friends? Because do you remember from what I said before that he might be calling you guys just friends when you are in public? Yeah. This might also happen to other girls. Also, a sign for that is, if you guys are meeting up, is he constantly like on his phone texting? And if he is, does he kind of show you the texts, or like even lets you near his phone? Because if he doesn't, and I'm speaking really slow on this, he's probably a fuckboy. Okay, so basically these are like my kind of top signs that you should start thinking about the whole thingy and about the boy, and kind of maybe doubting some of his qualities and some of the things he does. Also, I've got one last question you might consider asking yourself. And this question is, what do your friends or like your close circle think about this guy? I mean, obviously, if he has like a mad ex that talks shit about him behind his back, okay, you can probably just ignore that. She's probably jealous. And also, it's totally fine if your friends don't like him in the beginning and kind of don't feel the vibe going on or whatever. But if they constantly bring the topic up and they are constantly like kind of warning you about things they've heard from other people, maybe things they've experienced with this guy themselves, you should probably think about this. Because the friends you have around you are the people who really want the best for you. At least that's what should be happening. If they are bad friends, that's a whole other topic. And I've done actually a vlog about that a few weeks back. About my friend being an asshole, about my mental health. And Wait, let's like get back to the topic of this video. So yeah, if your friends kind of give you hints about this boy, there's probably a reason for that, and you should maybe take into consideration that he's a fuckboy. Anyway, maybe none of those kind of things apply to you or spoke to you, but you're still feeling kind of weird in the situation you are in, you're still feeling like there's something off. The one thing you should always try to do before like taking into consideration to break up or whatever is try to talk to him. The number one reason in this world why things don't work out is communication. So you should definitely be the one who kind of brings the topic up when you are together, or even over text if you feel like it. I don't know. But you should try to bring it up. And also, if he isn't really willing to talk about the situation, that's probably another reason why this guy might be a fuckboy. Because girl, let me tell you, you should not need to explain yourself in any situation. You should never kind of feel bad about your own emotions. If you are not feeling comfortable, leave. Like, get the fuck out of there. I know it's such a easy thing to say, but such a hard thing to do. But you should put yourself and your happiness first at times. So if you're not feeling happy in kind of a relationship or whatever it might be, there's no point of kind of continuing to put your work, your energy and your time into it. Because if this person isn't really making you happy, what's the point of the whole thing? That's kind of what they should do. That's their job if they are in for like something serious. Okay, let's wrap this up real quick, I guess. If you have any further advice for people who are in this kind of situation, definitely leave that in the comments down below. Also, if you want further advice, you can definitely contact me on all my socials, which should now be on the screen at this very moment. And yeah, you can definitely DM me at any time about your problems or literally about anything. I would be really interested because, as I said before, I have experience with the whole fuckboy situation. And yeah, if you actually want me to kind of tell my story, do a little chitty-chatty thing about the whole topic, definitely leave that in the comments down below and leave this video a thumbs up as well. And I will feel free to kind of rant about the fact that the first and only crush I ever had was a fuckboy and that I never dated anyone ever since. Anyway, while you are down there, you could also give me a cheeky little subscribe. I'm still kind of new to the whole YouTube game, and it would really mean the world if you decide to support me on my journey, because it's kind of fun and I am kind of fun from times to times. You decide yourself. Thank you for wasting your time with me today. Okay, bye! I'm struggling with depression since like early this year. It's really hard for me to stay productive, so I wanted to share how I kind of stay productive when I'm depressed, when I'm feeling down. That way, once again, you will kind of trick your mind into being productive. Tips on being productive: first thing, get off of YouTube after watching this video, obviously.